You're alive, and usually you are, so say hello to all the people that are there.
Choo! Hello!
Chew is not an acceptable greeting.
Yeah, but I'm excited.
Fine then.
I'm looking forward to playing. Because we've been recording some of the scenarios, and so we're going to play some campaign because I'm a bit addicted. It's yeah. If I wasn't recording and wasn't streaming, I would have just taken several days off work and played it non-stop. I'm really enjoying Railway Empire. Who forgot?
Ralph, say hello
Ralph.
to Ralph.
So right, well, while we're waiting for people to join us, let's just run through what this game is. It is Railway Empire. It's a railway tycoon game with some very interesting graphics, and I am doing the scenarios as a recorded series, and they'll be released over the coming days and weeks. But so, because I can't stop playing it, we're going to play the campaigns on stream. So, should we get started?
Sure, go ahead. I've just set the thumbnail, which was kindly provided to us by Crazy Potato.
Thank you, Potato.
Put down a description. Everything else should be working fine.
I'll tell you what, we'll just run through what you can play on the game. So there is the campaign that we're going to do, the scenarios of which we have started on the southeast. Now, I just went with the default, but if we, I think some of these...
I thought we saved the scenarios for the
yeah, we're recording that.
recordings.
Yep. There is also free mode, where...
Mind you, have already put campaigns in the title. If you change your mind now,
No, we're playing we're playing the campaigns. I'm just showing people what the options are. If we play in free mode, you get to set all of your criteria, including your starting dates and which cities you start in, how much cash, and all that sort of thing. But yes, and then the sandbox mode is the same as the free mode, but doesn't involve money. And I'm not sure of... I'm not entirely sure why I would play this one. But let's go. Right, so we're going to play the campaigns. Right, who's here?
Well, Crazy Potato.
Hello, Potato.
Who's currently drawing a creepy doll that apparently is not Salt, but Sal. in his sketchbook. And Ralph is currently reading a Cold War book and playing War Thunder as the Russians.
Okay, the campaigns. We start with Chapter 1.
Seems sensible.
And as we go into this, it will start off, I think, with a cutscene and a little bit of chatter from the AI and stuff, so we'll be quiet during that bit. But Chapter 1, The Great Plains. The first chapter takes you to the construction sites of the Union Pacific Railroad, which was started in 1863. Tracks were built westward to establish the first transcontinental line. While you were conquering the vastness of the Great Plains and the heights of the Rocky Mountains with our tracks, we will learn about the basics of Railway Empire. Thomas Clark Durant, the visionary in charge of Union Pacific, will assist us.
On a side note, Alfie points out that Alfie and Belosa are sitting on Twitch.
Oh, are they?
Well, apparently, but they haven't said anything since the stream started.
Are we not getting... Oh no, Alfie's there.
I mean,
Hello,
I
Alfie.
can see them, they're just not talking.
Right.
I can see that they're not talking because I've now got Twitch open next to that, and they weren't talking until Alfie said something.
Right.
Either that, or I didn't get anything there either. Also say hello to Giles Price.
Hello, Giles.
Is giving me Salt. I should take that bot command away from people. I wasn't even salty this time.
Yeah. So I want to get on to Chapter 2 as quickly as we can, because Chapter 2 starts us right at the very beginning in 1830, I think it is. But Chapter 1's very sort of tutorial-y. It's going to insist on us playing it. We will be starting in Omaha. We don't have any competitors. It's just going to teach us how to play and get us to lay some track and stuff. I'm going to play it on manual pause because we're going to want to talk. So let's go.
The rest are just gold diggers who don't have a clue about how this business works.
Can we change? Yeah, we can't change. We can change our name. Can't change the name of our company. Our name. We're streaming, so we shall be RAR.
I thought
Sometimes
RAR.
I think about giving everything up and
That's two
dedicating my
Ws.
life to poetry.
I thought
about
RAR
you?
was spelled with more R's.
No, more W's. RAR.
Fine then.
That's Sal. Did you get your daily dose of whiskers yet? I'm not eating that cat food. Right, we're going to go into a cutscene and some
Let's
chatter from
go.
the AI.
And the answer's no.
In 1863, on the banks of the Missouri River, the last chapter in the monumental undertaking of the Transcontinental Railroad began.
He sounds so American, it's bothering me.
The workers of the Union Pacific Railroad began laying their tracks westward from Omaha through the wild heart of the North American continent. Massive challenges awaited them. Away from all civilization, the country was vast, the weather ruthless, and the challenges tremendously energy-sapping. But there was a masterstroke of modern engineering to be accomplished. To tame the wilderness and to conquer it with steel, fire, and steam. Never before had anything like this been ventured, but the time was ripe.
Greetings. My name is Thomas Clark Durand. Exactly, the head of Union Pacific. We will go down in history as the ones who created the Transcontinental Railroad. And that, my friend, is your job as chief engineer. I can't supervise everything here on site right now, as I have to meet with some politicians in Washington.
So we are Chief Engineer RAR.
First, you should familiarize yourself with the basic controls. Move the camera in all directions.
Yeah.
Now test the camera's zoom function.
Okay. There we go.
You
like
can
that.
also
Yeah.
rotate the camera.
Unlike
Give it a
that.
try.
Yeah,
Very
done
good.
that.
Now you know the basic controls. Your first task is to create a rail connection between Omaha and Norfolk to the northwest.
Norfolk.
Both cities will need a station for this. You already have a station in Omaha, but you still need to build one
Yeah.
in Norfolk.
Oh,
To
yeah.
do this, switch to building construction mode.
Thank you, Thomas. Right, let's get I wonder how big a train station. We'll go for a normal sized train station.
The tutorial clearly wants you to use a small train station, otherwise it wouldn't be putting the big glowing dot there.
1 second. Actually, I just want to spin my map a little bit straighter. A little bit more north to the north. Let's just have a quick look. Have we got lots going on up there? Lots going on down here. Yeah, is it going to... It just says a train station, so I can take my pick. I'll go for an ordinary sized train station. I think we'll face it in that direction. And so for people who've not seen before, you can place train stations in cities by going inside the green circle. But rural train stations, you have to go outside the green circle and inside the white circle.
Well done. On a side note, say hello to Tammy Patton.
Very good. Now the two stations need to be connected with tracks. To do this, switch to track construction mode. Now plan the tracks between the stations in Norfolk and Omaha. To do this, select the two station tracks one after the other. Then pay for your track planning.
Hello, Tammy. Okay.
And Potato wants to know how the cat house is, and did she get enough cat food from me? Oh no, he's also asking about a cat bed.
I don't live in a cat house. Right, let's pay for this, and then Thomas, I'm sure, will have more things to say to us.
Now create your first train so that you can set up a rail line between your stations. Initially, your train only exists on paper. It's not much use to you without a locomotive.
Right, Omaha to Norfolk, and there we go. We'll add a locomotive. Oh, has he told me to add a locomotive yet? It's not much use without a locomotive. Yeah, okay. Right, the Philadelphia is the train we've got at the moment, so let's go for one of those.
Very good. Now you can see the journey your train will take. If there is something to transport, the train will automatically take it.
We got meat. Meat going to Norfolk. Norfolk. How do you pronounce it in American?
I wouldn't know.
He did say Norfolk.
I
think
didn't
it is.
listen to him.
However, as each locomotive needs water, sand, and lubricant on its journey, you have to place a supply tower along the route.
Along the route.
Very good. Your train is now traveling between Omaha and Norfolk. But you can do
Norfolk.
even more. Each city needs goods from the surrounding area. For example, every city needs corn.
Apparently
Look,
you
there is a
have...
corn farm near Omaha. Until now, the corn has made it to the city in the conventional way, but we want to change that. Now construct a rural train station in the marked location with a corn farm within its radius.
Okie dokie. Sorry, May, you're trying to say something?
Tammy Patton was pointing out that you had it right the first time. Also, John's Price is suggesting that Potato could create an entire website or a blog around the idea of you being a cat. And making horrible puns about it, like you needing a scratching post, for example.
Anyway, right. Thomas is going to start talking to us. We'll get through this tutorial a bit and then he'll shut up for a while.
Now connect the new rural train station to the station in Omaha.
Oops.
And now things are getting tricky as we have to deal with a logistical problem. As Norfolk should also enjoy fresh corn, there will soon be 2 trains traveling on the stretch of track between Omaha and Norfolk. Of course, this will then result in a conflict.
Yeah, of course.
Since trains cannot travel through each other, you'll need a side track between Omaha and Norfolk. This consists of 1 parallel track and 2 signals. First, create a side track. It needs to be at least long enough for a fully loaded train.
Now, you get little videos that tell you how to do things, and they're pretty good. It tells us exactly what to place and where and how to do it and stuff. But I haven't done this in my current recorded playthrough yet, but yeah, I know what I'm doing. So let's just zoom in a bit.
Maybe also turn a bit.
Oh, wrong way.
Ah, there we go.
How
That
about
looks
that?
a lot better.
You happy with that?
Potato wants to know if we saw his comical stick yet. If it's the sword one, yes. If not, no.
Okay, well, whiz it. Yes, I know about that. Right, whiz along to here and then connect to there. Right, done that. Now, is he going to tell me I need signals or should I put signals on?
Excellent. However, your trains won't necessarily use the sidetrack, as they generally always take the shortest route. For this reason, you also have to specify the direction of travel on each parallel track. Now open Building Construction mode and set up a signal in the highlighted area pointing in the direction of the switch. Trains will then be able to stop here when the single track is in use.
Right, which side of the road does he want the trains to go on? This way? Or... I think he... Hard to tell actually which side of the track he wants me to go with, but... Okay. So, am I driving on the right side of the road there? I think I am. Maybe not. Let's take that off.
Do we have to go watch the video?
Could do. Hang on, control. Let's just remove that signal and we'll see. Do you want us on this side? I'm just not sure whether we're driving on the left or the right.
Now make sure that the track
Okay.
can only be traveled in one direction. For this purpose, set the signal so the trains coming from the opposite direction cannot pass.
Okay.
Excellent. Now do the same on the parallel track so that each parallel track has a different direction. Place a second signal on the highlighted area and block the track to trains coming from the opposite direction. Very good. I'm sure that it wasn't at all easy. You will soon come to realize that signals are an important aid in guaranteeing smooth rail operations. You will find more information and tips under Hints and Tips.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, Americans drive on the other side of the road.
Now assemble a new train and give it a locomotive and a rail line. Your new rail line should run via Omaha to Norfolk so that the people of Norfolk can be supplied with corn.
You'll like this, Mia, because you've been asking me to do this on my other playthrough. Is we shall start here.
And directly connected to the corn place.
And we'll go to... Oops,
Oh,
hang
that.
on. Sorry, set up rail line. Forgot. Right, we're going from here to here and to here. So we stop at more than one route, and it's not just point to point.
Fair point. I have been asking for that, but
You have?
it's not like I was really
Excellent.
excited about
The corn
it.
farm will automatically make use of your train because the cities along your rail line are demanding corn. Conventional transportation is much more costly for the farm. We're still missing something. Locomotives wear out over time and need to be regularly maintained so they can perform their duties more reliably. For this purpose, there needs to be at least one maintenance building on each rail line where locomotives can be serviced if necessary. Construct such a maintenance building at your station in Omaha now. To do this, select the station itself and expand the station with this building.
That was the city.
Yes, this is exactly how I remember video game tutorials for Tycoon games.
Right. We've been lollygagging for long enough. I need to return to Washington for further miserable negotiations with our representatives of the people. I've written a task list for you. Take a look at it and complete the tasks within the given time period. Do not disappoint me.
Thank you, Thomas. We shall do just that. Right, let's pause. Yeah, would you like to catch up on Chatmere?
Of course. Potatoes suggesting multi-track drifting. Giles Price hints at the idea of me having illicit contact with Sal's trains. And Blazing Gale has arrived late.
Hello,
He
Dennis.
shall be publicly shamed.
Right, let's have a look at our task list. So, we've got to... we are in 1863. We've got to connect Omaha to North Plate? I don't know how you pronounce that. Connect Omaha and Cheyenne. We've got to deliver some cattle to Denver, some meat to Cheyenne. We've got to connect 150,000 people. And then we also have to reach a population of 30,000 in Cheyenne. We've got to connect Omaha and Rock Springs and then transport 100 passengers from Cheyenne to Rock Springs without stopping. These ones are optional, but we certainly want to make sure we do it. So,
Luckily, Potato comes to aid and shames Blazing Gale.
right, let's start off by connecting Omaha and North
Tammy
Platte?
Patton points out how
Platte?
to pronounce it.
North Platte. Thank you, Tammy. I'm glad we have an expert on hand. Omaha, I don't even know where that is. It's not somewhere.
Oh yeah,
I need
also
to
Bell
twist
also
it.
doesn't want to spend time with me anymore.
Oh,
the feeling
why?
is probably mutual.
Why? What have you
I'll
done to
explain
upset
later.
him? What have you done to upset Bell also?
I'll explain later.
Oklahoma's down there. This is not an area of the states I know well. Oh,
Oh,
there
goodness.
we go. Oh, and we get connection bonus as well.
Potato points out that this was so much hand-holding that he thinks they also put you on a leash. And Tammy Patton says that Omaha is in Nebraska.
Yeah. Nebraska's not somewhere I know very well at all. Okay, let's just straighten
Is that how you
that
pronounce
a
the
little.
state's name? I'm
Yes.
not entirely sure.
Ah.
Oh, and Tammy is from Oklahoma.
Oh, right.
Is that how you pronounce that name?
Oklahoma, yeah. I wouldn't guarantee
Americans
that.
make me nervous, though.
that I'm pronouncing it correctly. Now, to connect to Omaha, was it Omaha we had to connect to? Yeah, Omaha. So we've got to get Omaha to everywhere. So it would be sensible if we were to upgrade our train station.
You should have had a large one right off the start.
Yeah, we do. We're going to need a large one.
Alfie rightfully points
ever
out that
bigger.
putting a
Can't
cat on a
afford it.
leash is always a bad idea. And I can confirm, speaking from experience here,
Right,
it does not work.
we'll let it run while we get a bit of cash building up. We didn't have to upgrade the train station. We could have connected this station to that station, to an existing track. Let's bring that into there.
Blazing Gale seems to be upset with our choice of games. He points out, oh great, very sarcastically, now they have a lunatic talk about how much he loves trains on Wednesdays and a slightly less loony lunatic playing with trains on Thursdays.
Are we paused? Oh yeah, because I'm on the track menu. Right, how's that looking? That looks okay, I think. Yeah, we're allowed to build that.
You're ruining
Fine.
that cornfield there, though.
Yeah, it's alright, it'll just jiggle its way around a bit.
Jiggle its way around it. If I'd be the cornfield owner, I'd be mildly upset for living somewhere in the American countryside without any train access.
Alright, while we are waiting for some cash to come in, let's take a ride out to the cornfields. Is that a dead cow? I think there's a dead cow in the field. Or maybe
Blazing
it was
Gale
just a
points
very...
out that you shan't touch the corn. Corn is apparently used for vodka.
Is it? Well, I didn't know that. Corn vodka.
Also, say howdy to Charlie.
Howdy, Charlie. So we are stocking up on lubricant to make everybody excited. And coal, and what's the other one? Now, if
Bees.
I knew
What do you
managed
mean,
train.
no?
Water, oil, oh, sand, of course. Alright, how are we doing for cash? Getting there. Let's have a look at Norfolk. Norfolk. It's cool. I do like sort of the ability to look around and stuff.
Ugh.
Say goodbye to Norfolk.
Well, it doesn't look like much at this time.
There, it's only a small city. Wow, look at the mountains in the background there, mate.
I can't really tell from this distance.
And over there.
They look more like Tupperware painted on the backdrop, but alright.
It's ooh. Passing trains.
You may not get that it's realistic, but it bothers me that I get the train only in one ear.
That's because I am stood on one side.
Yeah, I know, but the other ear doesn't get any train.
How about that?
Oh yeah, that's a lot better, but now I'm getting nauseous over being so close to the tracks. I can't be satisfied in that regard.
How about that?
Now we're driving backwards. That's even worse.
Oh, you don't like riding backwards. Omaha, here we come. That's a tall building for its time, isn't it? This is before elevators were invented. So are we on the corn train? I think we are, aren't we? So we will head straight on. How are we doing for cash? We're nearly there. Wow, everybody wears green. Well, we could speed the game up a little bit, I suppose. We are looking for 155, I think it was. Let's see. 149. Okay. All right, what's it want to tell us? Oh, Norfolk's grown. That's good. That means they'll want more goods and things. They have a maximum stock of beer in Norfolk. What about here? And we have maximum stock of meat in Omaha. Yeah, and we know about rural train stations. Right, speed it up till we get the cash we need. I presume I should have looked to see if we can take out bonds actually while
Bombs!
no bonds.
Oh. You had me worried there for a second. I mean, you only just started your own train company. No need to resort to terrorism.
We've got a breakdown. Oh, it's okay. It's on his way.
Also, say hello to Zeron.
Hello, Zero.
Welcome back. I hope the world fares you well, or however you put that. What? Are you crashing?
No. My trains are trying to. Oh, it's okay. They've just.
A well done train.
Yeah. I was a little worried there because one had a breakdown in an awkward place.
Oh.
I thought it might have just tied itself in a knot for a moment. Okay, don't need much more cash, just a little.
Blazingale points out that apparently we've been doing howdy wrong. Apparently it means how do you do.
Yeah.
Well, we can still say howdy to Charlie. It's just rude of him that he hasn't answered yet. Probably because he didn't know himself.
Oh, right. Okay, we've got enough to lay our next track.
I believe Potato would appreciate if you read out this.
Sal, like, yeah.
What?
Cute cat pose. Yeah.
Please stop.
Oh, we haven't quite got enough.
Also, Zeron would like to know how you are.
I'm fine, thank you very much.
And I'm enjoying my time around here. I have trains, and I seem to have an unhealthy fascination with trains. Some people have the same thing with planes, but I don't get them. I'm afraid of heights.
There is unrest in New York. The populace does not want to go to war. Following new troop conscriptions, unrest has broken out amongst the immigrants in New York. Due to the option of being released from this military service for a payment of $300, the accusation is that this is a rich man's war and a poor man's fight. Officials are, however, optimistic that this unrest will soon die down and that objectors will yet be convinced to mobilise. Well, that's a bit of American history I didn't know about.
Well, Tammy Patton did point out shortly before that message came through, well, shortly for us, about hours ago when she actually posted it, that there was a civil war going on around 1863.
Right, but build our track now.
And Ziran
build.
appreciates that you're
That's
doing
finished.
well.
You're making progress.
Thank you for interrupting me.
Right, we'll get a supply tower on this route. And we'll put a train. Oh,
Ah,
the 100th meridian is crossed. The transcontinental no longer a dream. In the past few days, labourers from the Union Pacific Railroad have crossed the 100th meridian with their tracks. With this first milestone, Union Pacific has now ensured the right to forge ahead with the line through the heart of the continent. Renowned politicians and representatives of the railroad celebrated this achievement with a festive excursion to the scene of the event. Much champagne was drunken, I'm sure. But they can't travel until I've given them a train to travel on. Okay, Omaha to North Platte.
you're
And-
starting with your silly direct line thing again.
It's actually, in this game, it's the most efficient way to play it because your main restrictions are your platforms. So if you do point to point, you're not sharing platforms quite so much because you can always bypass rail lines, but you can't bypass platforms. All right, what was our... I'm just going to click on tips and tricks because it wants me to and it'll stop it flashing. Now, optional tasks, 16 loads of cattle to Denver and Omaha to Cheyenne. Where is Cheyenne? Is that over here? Yes, it is. So I'm not going to put a direct line in from Cheyenne. I'm going to connect it via North Platte. That'll make you happy, won't it, mate?
I was caught off guard by the most recent comment in chat, so I didn't entirely pay attention. Let's
weren't
return.
listening. This looks like it needs to be a big station out here.
Oh, right. Let's return to chat. Charlie apparently didn't know that howdy means how you doing. So I'm perfectly fine in replying howdy to him, just to spite people. Also, he was busy putting his virtual reality gear away. He played too much today already.
Oops.
Quite fascinating, isn't it? Although I personally feel the market is not ready yet for normal people like us to buy VR gear. I'd appreciate it as soon as HTC puts out their next version of VR gear, making the old generation a lot cheaper, which is then the time to invest. Anyway, Zero is currently playing Elder Scrolls Online.
Actually, not
Potato is currently drawing a cat cell and has problems with anatomy. And Tammy points out that Cheyenne is in Wyoming.
Oh, okay.
Now, Blazing Gale is trying to start a discussion in chat and wants to know what's your opinion on vaping. Just as bad as smoking. Wasn't really a discussion there, was there? Do you have an opinion on vaping?
Oh, really? I'm sort of... Is it as bad as smoking? I'm not sure.
Alright, let me rephrase my version. It's as annoying to smoking to people like me.
Oh, I think if you're stood near somebody who's smoking and near somebody who's vaping, actually vaping is a bit smellier and has bigger clouds of smoke.
Ah. Well,
Okay.
I won't be able to discern that in the moment, so it'll just be as annoying as the other thing. I don't measure the amount of smoke. I'm just mildly annoyed at the fact that somebody is smelly and smoking. Unless they're burning, then it's not really their fault. Unless they put themselves on fire, but now we're just getting into details. Alfie says, or rather wants me to imagine playing Subnautica in VR. Apparently, those ghost leviathans would make me shudder even more.
I can imagine so.
Me too, but I'm pretty sure HTC won't bring out their new VR gear before I'm done with Subnautica, so I guess this won't be happening.
There is a 43 there.
Because I'm not entirely sure how good it would be to stream with VR gear on. I personally find it really awkward if the camera movement that you as a viewer see constantly mimics my head movement.
Yeah, I found that when
Really
I've been
annoying.
watching people playing VR games. They're not very much fun to watch.
Yeah, Star Trek Bridge Crew is an example.
I'm still annoyed with Star Trek Bridge Crew that it insists on you having a microphone connected through, what is it? Ubisoft?
Yeah.
Alright, just needs a
Potato
little bit
believes
more
that
cash.
if you went VR on your current computer, it would go supernova.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, we're both not ready for VR when it comes to hardware in general. Although then again, Sal is working on rectifying that.
Yeah. I'm starting to plan out my next PC.
Charles Price believes that I would smoke a pipe because I'm more upper class than the chav with the fag. That sounds like commoner speak. Is it? Or did I get it the wrong way around? Would an upper class person call the lower classes chavs with fags? Doesn't sound right.
Right, does that give us enough cash? Oh, yes, it does. Good. Right, and that gives us
Those
the...
politicians in Washington get on one's nerves. But
So
now
does
let's
he.
get back to your tasks. As you can see, Cheyenne is still a little town hoping for an upswing caused by the railroad connection, but a city will only attract new inhabitants if it is supplied with enough goods. Cities receive basic goods from the surrounding area. If you construct stations in the right places and establish rail lines, your trains will be used to transport goods and you will make profits for transportation. But for this, you have to know what goods a city actually needs. You can find out any city's current needs. Now select Cheyenne and view the city's demand for goods.
Yeah, we'll do in a minute. But first,
She's busy.
I want to put another train on this line so that we can connect Omaha to Cheyenne.
You put it on the wrong side.
Oh no, it doesn't matter. As long as I tell the trains to go the American side of the road, we should be okay. That's reasonably okay.
Ah, I was correct. Alfie points out that the bourgeoisie call the lower class the proletariat, or proles. They would not stoop to using terms like chav. Right. Thank you very much.
Hang on, which
Also
side
say
of the
hello
road?
to the spotted cow who says hi and
Hello, good mood to you.
hi and no,
Oh.
it's not a moo, it's an ood.
An ood?
Yes, an ood.
Okay, right. It's that side of the road that goes that way. Just whiz back here. So
Tammy
the
Patton
far side.
says that vaping is annoying. It needs to be tested and regulated. The town she currently lives in considers vaping the same as smoking. Is that a bad thing? I mean, sure, it's a bit oversimplifying things, but at least it regulates it to some extent. It's better than just letting them roam free.
It sounds like sheep.
No, I was more thinking zombies.
Oh, right.
Smoking zombies. Charlie pointed out that there already is a new VR gear,
Ooh.
but it looks hilarious. Oh, sorry. Didn't
Okay.
notice we got the mail.
Yeah. Union Pacific Railroad increases route length over 1,000 miles of track. Oh, it's an over 1,000 mile long track, is it? Chief Executive Rauer disclosed to this newspaper that, although pleased at having pulled ahead of the competition, nowhere near all the goals for the good of the citizens have been achieved. Yes, I'm all for the good of the citizens. I thought I was chief engineer. I'm chief executive. I've been promoted. Yay!
No, you're chief executive engineer.
And yet, the track construction business is certainly lucrative. The method serves railroad companies to secure the land along their tracks. If these areas are subsequently settled, the property value increases and is worth a fortune. Indeed.
Charlie also didn't try Subnautica in VR yet. While I haven't myself, I can clearly see that if it works properly, this would be a worthwhile experience. I mean, all the VR demos already do that weird underwater thing, which looks so cool in their eyes. Anyway. Alfie believes that there's a game that, vape herding. Alfie did a funny, you laugh now.
Ha 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 ha.
Thank you. Very convincing.
I was just busy trying to get my track to go parallel.
If you're not talking while there's a siren going by, stream won't actually hear the siren.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't
Alright.
that fascinating?
Indeed.
Well, and yet we both insist on talking while the siren is going off.
Alright, that'll do. Have we got enough cash? Yes, we've got enough cash. Signals. So, we travel on the far side.
Potato wants to know if there's anything he should draft for you.
Nothing that comes to mind.
How about a declaration of cat dependence?
I don't think he means writing draft. I think he means drawing draft.
Well, he can
Correct
draw
me
it
if I'm
too.
wrong.
I don't mind.
All right.
I had a discussion about that today with one of my professors at university.
Oh.
To limit the word count in one of my portfolios that I have to in as an assignment, I wanted to know that if I could take a picture of a piece of text I want to reference, like something I produced myself in the portfolio, and not have it count towards the ultimate word count because it's a picture. He didn't know, but he said he probably wouldn't notice because... I don't know yet. He didn't tell me, but I guess he wouldn't notice. It's brilliant.
Mia beats the system. Okay, so we've now got a Cheyenne to Omaha line and a point-to-point in between, so that should
Well done.
carry lots of passengers.
Tammy Patton thinks that the blanket regulation of vaping is a good thing. For the moment, at least.
Denver.
There still needs to be done some testing and regulating in general.
I think for this we can get away with a smaller one.
What? Potato says vaping is not for chain smokers. He has seen people that have their e-cigarettes explode due to stupidity. I didn't know they could.
Okay, we're not going to want a line going that way, are we? So I might as well connect this directly to Cheyenne here. Ooh, that's an expensive bridge. Let's just see what we can do about that. That's a much cheaper bridge.
It's no bridge at all anymore.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah, just by
And instead
clicking on
you resort to your habit of just digging trenches.
Mm-hmm.
How nice of you.
Alright, let's get a supply tower in there.
Okay, Potato admits that he hasn't actually seen people blow up with their e-cigarettes. He's just seen some stories of that. Charles Price wants to know what siren.
What's what?
What siren?
What
Police siren in the background because, you know, still searching for me. Charles Price also points out that RAR is dinosaur for I love you.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I thought You didn't speak dinosaur. I thought it was cat.
Uh-huh.
Maybe it just sounds similar.
Well, it's like when you find out that your name, like I found out that my name, Sal, means salt in another language. I can't remember which language, but that amused me no end. Right, now we have a task.
Oh no, Zeron unfortunately has to leave. Say goodbye.
Oh, sorry, Zeron. See you soon. Right, we want to get 16 loads of cattle to Denver. That's easy enough. And then meat to Cheyenne. So in Denver, there is a meat industry. So if we get cattle to Denver, Denver will provide meat to Cheyenne.
Well done.
So
now, before Zeron leaves, he
Mm-hmm.
wishes you a safe journey and he wants you to enjoy your day. Also, you have to take care.
And have a good day yourself.
I'm pretty sure he's gone already. Also, Charlie says that, in theory, anything with an iron cell can explode. Well, theoretically speaking, even I could explode if I wanted to.
Alright, I'm not going to mess around here. This is just ideal for a warehouse. But...
What? Potato was wondering if he should give Cat Sal a new outfit or the normal blood-covered suit. I don't even remember you having a blood-covered one.
I don't know. Even the real-life Sal struggles with deciding what to wear.
Is deciding between blood-covered clothing and not blood-covered clothing. That's a tongue twister. A regular occurrence in your life.
I like purple.
Yes, that helped.
Right, I think we'll stick... I'm tempted to... I want to kind of stick a warehouse in there and get all of these goods into Denver. But it is just a tutorial chapter and it's not competitive, so all I really need to do is just get through the task list.
Well, get on with it.
We're getting on with it. Cheyenne to Rock Springs. Omaha to Rock Springs. Right, we've got this is going on.
I think
soon.
your boss still wants you to look at Cheyenne.
Yay! Oh yeah, you're right. Okay, right. He'll get a bit chatty after this then, probably.
Probably.
Let's get into Cheyenne. Okay, and then...
As you can see, Cheyenne currently needs only a handful of goods, and you can only deliver goods that are in demand. As the city grows, it will demand further goods. At the moment, you can supply grain and wood. Both of these goods are available to the north of Cheyenne.
Okay, but I haven't got a
Cheyenne
task for
to
that.
a timber business and a wheat farm, and establish a new rail line that connects them both to Cheyenne.
Shall do, as soon as we've got our cattle farm connected.
Priorities, I guess.
Indeed. How much is that? Yep, we can do that. Let's get the train on it.
Here's a personal fun fact from Potato. He usually tells himself that Sal's shirt and vest were originally white.
I set up... right, we need a bit more cash. When I was setting up my Minecraft character and I was trying to decide what my... Cause my clothing and everything is all based around my Minecraft character. And I was trying to decide how I should look. And I was thinking, if ever I appeared as myself, or as my persona, then I would really like it to be something quite easy and comfortable to be dressed as. And I was thinking if I made myself into I can't remember, something large and fairy. It might have been a bear or something like that.
A bear?
And I was thinking, imagine walking around in a big, hot, stuffy costume. Think of a snowman then, if that helps. And I thought, what's the easiest thing to be? And I thought, well, I spend all day, every day in my suit. And that would probably be the easiest thing. So I gave myself a suit and put myself in my normal work suit. And on the day I was thinking about it, I was wearing a red top. Right, we desperately need some more maintenance places. Right, can we afford the train yet? Yes, we can. Let's get that running. And now, yeah, this is probably broken down because I've got no maintenance. Well, we have maintenance in Omaha. We should put maintenance in Cheyenne.
The Spotted Cow points out that the e-cigarettes usually use batteries that don't like heat, overcharging, rough handling, and are generally unstable by nature. And Samsung and iPhone just had some phones that exploded.
Yeah, this needs... Yeah, bad condition. That's because I've not put in the maintenance. Just need a bit more... Bit more cash. It's 80,000 for a depot.
Charlie points out that if a ion cell gets a short circuit, they all explode. There are a lot of videos about it, but sometimes they only burn, which I guess is less satisfying.
Certainly less spectacular.
Precisely. And Giles Price points out that there was that two-wheeled Segway thing that they banned from several public places for just randomly exploding.
Oh, I didn't know that's why it was banned. I thought it was just because it didn't.
Was banned. I haven't really
Cheyenne
seen
will
it.
flourish thanks to you. And for each mile of track that we lay, we receive 10 square miles of land. The politicians have no idea of the value of the assets they're giving away, but that stays between us.
Right, and
well,
we are
us and the entirety of Stream.
Well done. The citizens of Denver are impressed by the railroad.
Okay, that's all of our... Oh, almost all of our optional tasks. Let's get... do this thing he wants me to do over here. Can I fit timber and wheat?
Maybe you should wait a while until you get a large station.
That's what I'm just... Did he tell me to do a large station?
No, he did not.
No, but I'm going to have to. Yep. Thought I'd just try the medium station. Let's check. Have I got supply?
Well, also reminds us that there was a guy who purposefully bit into a phone battery and then it promptly exploded in his mouth.
What
Did he
an
survive?
idiot.
And Charlie wants to know why he did it. He probably lost a bet or something.
Is that supply tower covering both tracks? Yes, it is. Okay, so we are fully supplied. Yeah, we've done that. Okay, so while we're waiting for some cash... Yep, so we've got to connect another 100... Well, we've got to connect another 20,000 people to the rail network to complete the optional tasks. That'll be enough.
Can we just connect to 120,000 town around the place?
We'll be doing that when we get to Rock Springs.
Oh, never mind then.
So, Cheyenne
This
will
guy's
get
speech
up
bubble
to...
is annoying me slightly. Can we do the thing he wants us to do already?
We're waiting to... We're just saving up the cash to do it. So...
What?
And then we connect to Omaha and Rock Springs, and we go to Rock Springs without stopping, and then we can get on to the next one, which is less tutorial based and actually has a bit of a challenge in it, which is good.
Well, also thinks it was because the guy who bit into the battery wanted to make sure that the battery was actually real, though we're not supposed to ask how biting into the battery proves that it is actually real.
Indeed.
I mean,
and why you thought it might be fake?
I don't know. Maybe it was out of charge and he didn't know better. Spotted Cow also points out that many drones have been lost due to hard landings and the battery exploding.
Should we take a ride on a train while we're waiting for a... Yes, you'll do.
Can we speed up time while we're sitting on the train?
It is being sped up. This is the one where I think... Because we don't have to save up much more, just enough for the track and a train. Oops.
Oh, well done.
Sorry, I meant to do that.
Potato heard about a story where a guy put 2 firecrackers up his nose and was surprised when it blew his nose off.
It just goes to prove that in any percentage of the population, there is always at least a small percentage of idiots.
Tammy Patton points out that this was gross, and she'd rather not have any more stories like that, I assume. Right here really enjoys this train ride so far.
Cool. Alright, well we are nearly at the point where we can
Say
afford
hello
our
to the
next
Dragon
station.
Reaper,
Hello, Dragon Reaper.
who I believe wants to know why the good one got banned. I'm not sure yet. But if I could, I would ban them again. I have no idea who they are, but I just like doing it.
I don't remember anybody called the good one.
Well, maybe they were just describing the characteristics of a person.
Woohoo! Off we go. Right, let's go build something. So we want to put let's satisfy the man and get a
Spotted Cow wants me to play nice.
Yeah, play nice,
Apparently
mate.
I'm being mean.
Are we with them both?
Goodness.
Yes, we are.
A Spotted Cow lost a remote control helicopter to that. The helicopter was totally fine, but a small rock hit the battery and the thing burned up.
Wow. Okay, we can take any
It
of
hurts
those.
me so much that there's so many tracks that are just going completely wasted.
It's all about preparing for expansion, mate.
I mean, I know, but brown preserve does not mean all platforms.
That's better. And we want a supply tower. And actually, I
The
was
Dragon
wondering-
Reaper was talking about the firecrackers.
No, we can't get it. Sometimes you can get your supply tower to cover.
Potato?
Or, oh, mind you, I've got. Yeah, it might be that's doing it.
Tater,
Well-
that's just inconsiderate. He wants to get rid of all warning labels that aren't for food and let nature do its thing. I'm pretty sure half of all street signs are warning labels, and I, for one, really appreciate the existence of street signs.
Yeah, of course, I need a maintenance depot down in Denver too.
Ralph would like to know.
Cheyenne is becoming a major railroad hub, and the credit is all ours.
Yeah, we'll get there. Do it. I might just let this train run injured for a moment, and we'll get this one set up. We want a new train. Cheyenne, Brown Preserve. Yes, and we want to add a locomotive. Just short. Oh, hang on. If we wait a minute, speed it up.
We lost money.
No, the costs just went out, that's all. There we go.
Well done. The city will soon grow. You can see how well it is being supplied at any time in the city dialogue. Basically, a city will grow once its demands are sufficiently met. I think you have learned enough. Complete the rest of your tasks.
Thank you, Thomas. Now,
But you certainly won't have any success with so little capital. I might have not planned on this being a loss-making business, but I'll help you out this one last time.
Oh, is that
Do
the...
you know that many people call the vast stretch of land between the Mississippi and California the Great American Desert? Those fools. Once my railroad has opened everything up, the value of these lands will go through the roof.
Ah. Now, what we've got going on here is... You saw the symbol that said the train's waiting for clearance at the station? Because we are using the same platform for 2 trains. And so they wait at the far ends until the station's clear. We can help with that by putting in some signals. So we want 1 here and 1 there.
Ralph wanted to know when Potato is planning on returning to Monster Hunter, since apparently that is a really interesting game.
Omaha Rock Springs.
As far as I'm aware, and as far as Potato already pointed out, he is currently way too excited to play the game himself, and he cannot wait to, only play it for 2 hours every week. So he'll be moving to recordings soon.
Now, actually, what we could do with doing is having a look at the terrain around here. So if we move in...
Yes, one more thing. Your company has also a research department to help you unlock new locomotives and other innovations.
Along there,
Open
maybe.
the research dialogue to find out more about it.
Sure.
Here you will find the advances that can be achieved in the current era. Advances from previous eras are usually already active, but what the future holds, we do not know.
We should go for the next
For
train.
each advance, you require innovation points, which you get automatically each month, and which can be increased in various ways.
Ooh.
Now, take a look around here, and then unlock an innovation of your choosing. How about a new locomotive?
I'm tempted to go for more passengers, but sure. I mean, it's 1% faster, but it has quite a bit more attractive power, which means it'll handle the hills in Rock Springs better. So we shall do that.
Alfie points out that he finds it fun to look at some warning labels and think, really? Someone actually did that, so they need to put a warning label on about it. And the Spotted Cow agrees with that. Just leave warning labels on things that can hurt other people and leave the stupid people out of it.
Okay, I think we want to get the station into the north of Rock Springs. Hang on, need to zoom in a bit further. There we go. Yeah, probably to the north. I do like that. I mean, if you can only change the angle of your camera if you zoom in a lot, but I do like that you can do that.
May I suggest turning the entire thing around so the actual station building faces the town?
What?
Or just place it in the middle, that works too, I guess.
We want lots of passengers on this line. And we're not worried about expansion or anything, because this is the last task. So we get it right in the centre of town. And we'll take a line.
Immediately ruin several people's lives and homes.
Not ruined, they just get relocated. Okay, we'll try maybe putting it there. And then...
Well, also apparently has an audio complaint.
Here.
And a pro tip in that regard.
Oh, yeah?
In order to avoid audio levels of your microphone shooting through the roof, it is best to keep your voice level and your mouth at the same distance from the mic at all times. So whatever you've done, it must have upset him.
Must have. Okay, let's zoom out.
Alternatively, you could just talk quieter but lean into the microphone to make people very uncomfortable.
Yep, I think
now
that's
you've
good.
managed to cross the Great Plains. a masterpiece. My opponents say I'm lining my own pockets. These are, of course, hideous lies. And look at it this way. With the profits I'm making, I can invest much more. Jobs, jobs, jobs.
All right, now we just need a rail line. Cheyenne to Rock Springs. Oh, 9 stations currently connected. So the railroad company recently built a new train station and has consequently connected yet another region to its rail network. Chief Executive Railroad stated that his railroad company's route expansion was also going to continue unabated in the future. There are still plenty of people and cattle that aren't hooked up to our network yet who deserve nothing less than the best network.
Apparently what I just did is called ASMR and is said to be very relaxing. I don't see it. You probably don't see it either.
Right, faster trains.
There it goes.
And there he goes, indeed. Let's have a look at the task list now. Yep, just one. We've got to get 100 passengers there and back again. Now what we can do
Is speed up time?
to help that happen is we can go to the rail line and we can say, don't just take passengers and mail. Don't take any freight. It was Cheyenne to Rock Springs, wasn't it?
Charlie wants to know if Potato
Good,
ever
good.
tried killing nobody in Deus Ex.
And we are going to do that with a good amount of time to spare, I think. Oh, okay, right.
I have to wrangle with a lot of competitors, but if one person really gets on my nerves, then it's that Beatrix von Pomp. What? You haven't encountered her yet? Be glad. She takes everyone to the cleaners.
What now?
To the cleaners. It means that she acquires everybody's money one way or another.
Oh.
Right, did I eventually get around to putting maintenance there? Yes, I did. We have maintenance there. Okay, everywhere has maintenance. That's good. Okay, is this telling me that I haven't got enough supply towers on there? Yep, we know about that. We're not going to set up a warehouse in this playthrough of this chapter. We're just waiting to get onto the next one. Right, would anyone like to travel any particular train? Would it be this route? We can just sit on the trains now and
wait for
wait to carry
passengers to get up
oh,
there.
do you know what I could do? I could.
Do we count as a passenger?
I could increase the trains.
Have you put a supply tower on that track?
Yeah, I've got 2.
Alright.
Mind you, we're only going to increase the... If we're not travelling full, then it's
Would it
pointless
increase the
putting
number of passengers if we increase the size of the town by meeting its demands?
It would, but I don't think we will... Yeah, there's no point putting extra trains on.
Yeah, we'll get the majority of people going from Rock Springs to Cheyenne and not the other way around.
We've already got 25 passengers carried, so it's not going to take long. You just got to go backwards and forwards a few times. Maybe 2 or 3 times. I'm guessing we're doing 25 passengers in a round trip, maybe. So by the time we've grown Rock Springs, we'll have carried the passengers before we ever get there. So we could just ride on the train while we're waiting.
All right then.
I think the scenery might be quite interesting.
Would you mind if we ride in the middle?
In the middle. How about that?
And on top?
I can look up in the air.
I guess this'll have to do. Actually, from this perspective, you could imagine that you're Thomas the Tank Engine.
Oh, God. Well, enjoy your Thomas the Tank Engine fetish, Mia.
Ew, don't call it that. Sal, that's gross. But speaking of that, Zeta, here's a thing to draft. Sal as a train.
Mia's a train.
Yeah, you know, like Thomas the Tank Engine to Spiter.
Choo-hoo. Let's give Belloso a blow of the whistle.
Can we actually see the refill process?
Not from this angle.
Well, I guess we won't see the door now.
It is rather pretty. So this is Rock Springs. Never been to Rock Springs, so I wouldn't recognise its style or landscape or anything.
I don't think this game was designed to be that accurate. If you wanted to go for accuracy, you'd have to play something like Train Simulator.
Oh, Transport Fever or something. Well, I think this is... There's a certain...
Look what you've done now.
What?
Because you connected this with...
Man, Mia's train fetish is so strong he'd ask me to draw his landlord as a train.
It's a fun thing, never mind.
Oh, let's speed up. Unfortunate wording there, Sal, giving me a blow of the whistle.
Tammy Patton says that Rock Springs is in Wyoming.
Ah.
I want to see more messages like Tammy's and less of the other ones.
We've got more research. Have we got anything that can speed up or increase passengers?
What about the other train there?
Increases passengers. See that there? That means that we have to have three others
okay.
before
we
can...
just need to invest
What's
3
that?
times into the same thing.
We haven't got any employees, so we don't need to worry about that one. What about profits by factories? We don't have any factories. So nothing really to be investing this bit of cash in at the moment.
Well, is the new train a more passenger-efficient train?
It is. I mean, we could go to the engine shed and... Philadelphia 31, 32. We could spend a bit of cash on replacing all our locomotives. There we go. So they'll all run 1 mile an hour faster now.
Brilliant.
I don't think we will... That will pay back within the time that we've got available on... before we carry 100 passengers. Let's see. So, yesterday, Railroad Company Union Pacific's Railroad's locomotive set a new record speed. The train was travelling on one of the main connecting lines. The trailblazing record was then toasted with beer and whiskey. We eagerly await when the next record is going to be set, yet it is slowly being questioned just how much faster a locomotive like that can go and where progress is going to lead us one day. So, when we get to the... once we've achieved this task, do we continue and carry on with the next campaign?
Yes.
As part of this stream?
Of course.
How are we doing for time?
Still doing good.
Ah, good stuff. How many have we carried? 57.
It's going a little slower than expected.
Well, there's things I might be able to play with without affecting their time. Let's have a look in here. So, I'm not sure what we're allowed to do. Oh, we could. Oh, we're allowed to tinker in the stock market. Food is pretty low at the moment. Let's have a look. Raw materials is climbing. Consumer goods is at a peak. Industrial goods is a bit low. Let's buy.
Blow all the money on raw materials.
So we've just bought. The price has dropped because we've just bought a fair amount. But if it goes over 2,000, we'll sell our shares. And make a little bit of cash. Well, we shall make a bit of cash if it goes that far, but it might be that we might hit our task before it gets there. Let's have a look. 76, okay.
You've probably just missed a 2,000 spike.
Yeah, probably. 1911, 1929.
Would you mind clicking on
I did.
it so I can... No, you didn't.
What?
You're currently on food.
I'm on food, yep. There we go. Oh, Alan Manor bonus available.
Ah, we don't need it.
Nope, it's dropping again. So, I haven't been tempted to really mess around with the stock market. For precisely this reason, you end up just sitting and watching the screen. But our competitors, when we've got some, will. But that's because they can multitask in a way that we can't.
How
So they will.
inconsiderate of them.
Indeed. We have got research available. What's this one? Purchase price of locomotives. Yeah, caboose we're not really interested in.
I think the thing
We'll go for
over the standardized components looks like a speed increase.
This one?
Oh, well, a power increase. Never mind then.
Mm-hmm.
Alternatively, we could go with the next cool locomotive as soon as we can.
Yeah, we've done. Oh, there we go. We've actually done it.
Ah, well, never mind then.
Right, task completed. All done. Did it within a lot of time to spare as well. Ah, what's this? Slavery abolished. 13th Amendment becomes law. The ratification process for the 13th Amendment of the Constitution has been agreed by the federal states, and Secretary of State William H. Stewart Seward has announced its passing into law. With it, slavery and involuntary servitude are now a thing of the past in the United States of America, an accomplishment for all our futures, which was paid for with the blood of thousands over the course of the Civil War. Oh, quick cutscene.
In spite of all the challenges, the Union Pacific Railroad managed to cross the endless expanses of the Great Plains and conquer the merciless slopes of the Rocky Mountains. The Central Pacific Railroad approached from the west, but the winter of 1868 brought all work to a standstill. The two lines lay just a few hundred miles across from each other, in the middle of nowhere in the mountains. The dream of the first transcontinental railroad seemed to be within touching distance, but was buried by house-high masses of snow and blown away by icy snowstorms, a dream that had begun almost 4 decades before.
Okay. Hey, I made engineer.
Well done.
That's not bad. To say that I didn't sort of try and min-max it, and we're playing it on pause as well. Right, let's go to the next chapter.
Of course.
So we're going to have probably another cutscene and all that kind of thing. Yeah, let's see. Now we just go here. Chapter 2. So this is on the eastern coast. The early days. So yeah, we get to start in 1830. This chapter is all about the modest beginnings of the railroads, but how they then quickly revolutionized transportation in the USA, helping to revive the prosperity of the industrial centers on the East Coast. While we are building our first railroad empire and leading our rail tracks further towards the west to the Great Lakes, we will also learn about the economic systems behind railway empire. Philip Evan Thomas, the well-known railroads enthusiast from Baltimore, will be right by our side. So we will have a little bit of somebody leading us by the hand, but a lot less so than the previous one, which is good. Aha, right, pause mode on manual. And rail network on realistic means that we're playing with signals and trains can't just pass through each other.
Lovely.
And we're going to have 2 competitors.
How dare they?
Good. Right, ready for a cutscene?
Let's go.
Oh
Time
no.
is money.
Do we get to... No, we still can't choose our character yet.
In 1830, the prosperous industrial centers on the east coast of the United States of America were poorly connected to the mainland. Insufficiently developed toll roads and slow ship canals were the only options when making long journeys. Farmers, businessmen, and travelers lamented these long, arduous, and above all, unsafe transport routes. They were not only an inconvenience for travelers, but also shackles on an emergent nation's hunger to grow. But at this time, a development from England was taking its first steps and
From
helped
England.
keep alive the hope of many cities in the East of reaching greater economic influence and growth.
I've been waiting for you. I'm Philip Evan Thomas. It's always been my dream to build a railroad to the Ohio River and beyond. That would help everyone, both the settlers and the natives. And I need your help with that.
It looks like my Phil.
First of all, I have 2 tasks for you in order to build a base from where we can monitor further activities. But as I learned back when I was a bank clerk, the books must always balance. So take care to make a profit, even with these preliminary assignments.
We will.
Wonderful.
Yeah, so what do you want me to do, Phil? There's usually a thing.
I think you need to click on the task list.
Yeah, let's just pause it while we have a look. Connect Baltimore and Washington and connect 3 rural businesses to our rail network. I'm expecting to then be given a bigger task list.
Probably.
Let's have a look at what we've got. Baltimore and Washington.
Now, while you're getting to that, Bill also has a question which I believe is for you. He would like to know, can somebody explain to him how English people in general, and Sal in particular, can pronounce the same 4-letter combination, C-H-O-O, in 2 different ways, chew versus voo?
What? Chew-woo.
Yeah, you say chew-woo instead of chew-chew.
Oh, I see. Oh, you want me to say choo-choo instead of choo-woo? But choo-woo sounds so much sounds musical, almost.
There you go. The explanation is music. It's music's fault.
It's music's fault. Right. What I'm doing here, because we've got a train station so close to a bridge, I'm getting the bridge in first, because it's going to be a problem.
Right.
Will it let us connect? Yes, see, it is definitely going to be a problem. It's not gonna...
Just aim for the other side of the room. Never mind.
Haha! Beat the system. How much cash has he given us? 2 million. Ah, that's fine. Okay. Right, we'll buy that. And then I just need to get these 4 tracks out. I presume we're going to need them. Need to get these 4 tracks out before the city grows, because it'll block off these tracks. Okay.
We usually aren't shy about just demolishing whatever's in our way. I don't get how a city can box us off then.
If a business grows, like a meat business or a museum or one of the unique businesses, then we can't remove those.
Oh, how inconsiderate of them.
Right, so I'm going to be a little more careful in this playthrough so that we can definitely succeed. I don't think the challenge with the competition will be that hard, but we're working with more interesting terrain and the such like. We got any...
Apparently I can't stand in the path of progress or the Sal train will run me over. Says Alfie. Also say hello to the T-shirt ninja.
Hello, T-shirt ninja.
And from what they heard and saw of the game, any city paths just move out of the way of your tracks and stations. That's what I said, but
That's
again, Sal
true,
argues that there's a
yeah,
museum that's just going to spring up and bother
the
us.
meat industry and the tailors.
dare
We
they.
can't demolish either of those two. Once the city grows and we get another industry in there, and if we put in an attraction, then we can't knock those down. I wonder if I can show you.
Granted, the T-shirt ninja admits that they haven't played the game at all yet themselves. What are you doing?
I'm just looking to see if I can find where those 2 industries are, but it might be outside of the green bubble at the moment. Yeah, can't.
I'd argue it's the
Might even
building
be up there.
there in the right bottom thing.
It may well be. So, just outside of the...
It looks more industrial down there.
Yeah. But they're the buildings that we can't demolish. So, yeah, we have limits on where we can lay the tracks. Most of the city will relay itself, but... Oh, yeah, there's the tailors. The tailors...
Told you.
And the
Told
meat
you.
industry.
Called it right away.
You
I
did.
always know where the...
So those 2...
Never mind. Don't think about that
And-
sentence too much.
I don't think... It's not going to let us, so I don't think I can show you. So when we put in... Yeah,
We're
when the
immediately
city...
going to waste our grant to build an attraction.
No. It's good to build attractions because it increases your passenger numbers, but the city's too small at the moment to allow me to even show you. But what would happen is it would highlight a number of places on this grid where I could place this building, and a lot of them, as the city grows, get in the way of your tracks. And whilst I'm not likely to build in the way of my tracks, it's quite possible that the competition will. Right, do I want to go south? I probably do, because there's a lot of resources down there, and there's Wilmington. Oh, and Charleston. Jacksonville. So I know this area, but I don't know I know Charlotte.
Are you going to connect the
Wilmington.
entire East Coast?
It wouldn't surprise me. It hasn't told us. Here's one competitor. Right, let's get Washington on grid.
So Potato, I believe, has a joke for us. So Sal and Potato walk into a bar. Mira only stirred and laughed while the two drunk humans walked into a metal pole. Charles Price then wanted to know if Potato's trying to be funny.
I think the answer to that question is yes. Alright, we'll try there. I think that should do us. Alright, let's get some track in place. Oops.
Potato points out that he's only trying to be funny by 50%. So he might have been serious.
Oh, who's this new fish swimming in our pond? Greetings from the beautiful city of Charlotte. What was your name again? Beautiful stranger, wasn't it?
Wow.
Well, that's what you look like. Just let me know if you need help push-starting your trains.
Do you think she's referring to herself as being like a tugboat? Well, not a tugboat. What do they call those trains that push other trains? It was a yellow train in Thomas the Tank Engine.
I wouldn't know. I haven't watched the show.
It will come to you. Haven't watched the show. You subject me to so much Thomas the Tank Engine and stuff, and you've never actually watched it.
What do you mean so much?
I am constantly subjected to Thomas the Tank Engine
There's
references.
that one train song which isn't even from the actual show.
No. Can you give me a parallel track? It would save money on the bridge if you could. No, the terrain's too bad. Okay, let's just get across then. Right, very good. We need to get...
Alfie says pusher trains are usually called tractors. Well, Charles Price calls it a shunter or a banking engine.
Shunter was what I was thinking of. Thank you very much, Charles. Right, let's get a maintenance building in there. And we shall get a train running from...
But also
Baltimore
believe
to
that if you'd
Washington?
zoomed in, you would have probably been able to find the sweet spot where you can run a parallel track.
No, it snaps. If you can do it, it'll snap. So the fact that I was getting close, but it was it wouldn't have been counted as a parallel track. It'd just be a secondary track. The Grasshopper. This is the very first train that's available to us at 18:30. Mia's not happy, are you, Mia? It doesn't even look like a train.
Yeah.
Look,
well.
Does a maximum of 15 miles per hour. And, oh, mind you, reliability is really high. That's good. Okay. Tasks. Done that. Right, and then we've got to connect 3 rural businesses. We'll do that. Let's let it tick. Will it tick? Tick. Yeah, very good. Okay, let's see what
Look,
these...
to be clear, I have nothing against strangers. Some of my best friends are strangers. But you're not from here, and New York is my city. That's where I do business. I say when the trains roll, where they're going, and why. As long as you don't get in my way, everything will be A-okay between us.
Well, I have been known to get in competitors' ways before now.
Our 2 competitors have introduced themselves to you. They have different approaches, and so will behave differently. Basically, however, they want to expand their rail networks and make a profit just like you do. So stay on guard and don't let them take advantage of you.
That
They
is
won't
not
take
what the speech bubble read, but alright.
Yeah, they won't take
T-shirt
advantage of
Ninja
me.
is surprised at just 11% traction on that train. You're not supposed to try to make that thing go up even a tiny slope.
Yep. But we shall have to work with what we have.
Potatoes fighting getting to bed.
You're fighting getting to bed?
Yes, he does not want to go to sleep.
Oh, I see. Right, what I'm going to do now is to connect... I'm going to stick a warehouse in, because there's lots of goods around here.
But also says that zooming does actually help. He's seen another YouTuber do it. Incidentally, that one is German, and therefore used a higher level of precision.
Right. I mean, I do zoom. You'll see this on some of the other episodes. When we get into releasing... Hang on. I actually want to get in and a bit more over the top of this. A bit more vertical, please. Thank you. Yeah, you'll see when we release some more episodes. I do zoom in for
Sometimes.
some of the things, indeed. Right, let's just make sure that we can get out of here. Oh, that's bad.
I noticed you haven't put on any signals on any of your tracks yet.
Yeah, I have.
You have?
Mm-hmm.
Don't remember you doing that.
That's a nasty incline.
Well, you had to build your warehouse on a hill.
We've got 3% there. Oops. Yeah, clear that. Try again. That's good. Right, we'll have that one. See if we can get something out here that's... Keep getting a little flicker of a 3.
I think I saw it, but don't ask me where. You'll just have to use precision.
Indeed. There we go. It is going to knock down a few fields.
Oh well, it could be worse.
Yeah, I saw there was a nice 4 just there. I want to take it kind of this way. Let's just see where I'm going with this one, actually. Yeah, down to the cow farm, probably.
Let's see what the other two are going to in the middle, though.
One of them will probably go north to a city. Another 3 there. That'll do us. Now, this direction, we are going to want one to head over here, one to go to the milk. But we're getting a very steady 6. So yeah, I think we're stuck with a 6.
I can't speak for America, but I do believe that the idea
Whoops.
of having brownish beige wallpaper seems to be quite common here.
What?
Yes.
What?
Yes.
What are you talking about?
Well, also would like to have some things verified about this picture, and according to the picture, people in Britain do have brownish beige wallpaper, while Americans apparently just decorate their house in green.
You are advised if you're selling your house to paint it in cream.
Brownish beige cream?
Not really that shade.
Maybe he adjusted it according to his British liking.
Maybe. Right, let's get some signals on this line. And then out there too. How are we doing? Yeah, we've got loads of cash, which is excellent. I wonder if we can fit a supply tower anywhere here.
Alfie points out that those are the exact words he uses when his furniture finders strike an object.
No, I thought it might just allow us to get one across the lot. Okay. So we now want to connect that warehouse to Baltimore. And
Were
we're
there
gonna
time
bring in-
limits on our tasks? Oh yeah, they are.
1831. Yeah. And actually, oops. We will probably then have time limits on the next bits of our task.
Oh goodness gracious.
Now, I don't think we will need a leftmost line, or will we?
Tammy Patton, as a representative from America, points out that she uses a lot more words when she stubs her toe. She swears like the sailor her mother married.
Actually, before we connect that one, I'm going to connect the rural industries.
Alfie believes that my opinion of Tammy will now drop. Well, nobody said that she's using curse words when she's swearing. She could just be saying things like, Jesus, cows like be Christ, goodness gracious, this hurts so bloody much. That's a reasonable thing to say.
About there. And I'll connect that. 4%, not bad.
Well done. I feel like this desperately needs some end-of-the-line music in the background.
Some end of the line music.
I'll explain later.
Did I just put a signal on there? I did, didn't I?
Yes,
I meant to
thought this
put-
was intentional.
No, that wasn't intentional. Remove signal is control click. Yeah, I meant to put a supply tower.
On that short of a stretch.
Well, yeah, it's still got to
Can't
get
they
a
just-
supply somehow.
Can't they just supply themselves at the train station?
Oh, there we go. We can get a supply
Baffles
station in
me
there.
that you can't have a supply tower at a train station. They're already stopping there anyway. I'd argue you angle it a bit more and connect it to the...
I'm going to connect it to that one.
Yes, which I mean, by I mean you angle it a bit more.
Mm-hmm.
Like, twist it to the right
Oh, I was going to twist
to
it
make
to
it
the
a
left.
natural curve.
I can always trim that little bit of track a bit more yet. I want to move the train station as far over this way as I can to encourage the farms to come this way. Oh, 1%'s lovely.
See, told you.
Well done, Mia. There we go. So that is cows and carrots. We definitely
Thomas is
need...
breeding, apparently.
I think that's the name of the farm. It's a cattle ranch. They breed cattle. Right, we want to keep this one as far over this side, I think, as possible, because this is hilly. So while our man Phil was talking earlier, I was looking at what it is that Baltimore needs.
What do they need?
All of these things that I'm connecting at the moment.
Oh, of course. Well, at least they're conveniently placed in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Can you turn it around so we can easily connect it to the site there?
I'm a little nervous that if I do, we will end up creating such a deep ditch because of the terrain around here that we won't be able to get out.
Oh. Never mind me then.
Whereas if I turn it, I can get... I need to scroll out to see the terrain, but I can align the ends of the track with the lay of the land and get a fairly flat... And I can go into either the north or the south of the warehouse because we're pretty parallel to it. But we've got a ridge running down here and then we've got ridges running across there. Let's have a look at if we try aligning with that ridge. Doesn't look good. Although that might be alright just there. Still a bit of a...
Oh, goodness gracious. Alright, Belorsa's asking if there's any truth to the fact that British people are about driving a German... Being British is about driving a German car to an Irish pub for a Belgian beer, then travelling home, grabbing an Indian curry or a Turkish kebab on the way, and then to sit down at home on a Swedish furniture piece, and then watch American shows on Japanese TV.
Not far wrong. I would suggest that we probably drive more Japanese cars than German cars. Irish pubs. There's not that many Irish pubs around.
Have we talked live on stream about my experience eating kebab here?
No, I don't think
Absolutely
so.
awful.
You weren't impressed, were you, Mia? You didn't
Not
like
at
it.
all. I mean, I've had something like that in Germany, and I admit it's not the best thing to eat, but at least it's a savoury snack. It's like I'm eating paper.
You didn't
mache.
like the bread, did you?
Not at all. Nonsense.
I want to connect this side. Oh, there's a nice 4% there.
Which brought down the other one to 1%.
What I want to make sure is that it's relatively flat so that if we have to cross this track, we don't end up with big bridges, which is why I'm going south rather than north. Because if we go through the north, I think we'll end up with high bridges, which will be expensive to cross.
But also wants to know if they use trace bread for kebabs in the UK.
If we use what?
Taco bread.
No, it is naan bread.
Well, that's not even the worst bit. The stuff that they put in there just doesn't really taste like anything. Apparently, the thing that's supposed to carry the flavor in that stuff is the beer you drink along with it.
Yeah, it is drinking food.
Yep.
I don't know if we need milk. Do we need milk? Baltimore.
Yeah, they do want milk.
We don't need to connect milk for the moment. We'll leave a spare track.
Alfie says that naan is for Indian food. For kebabs, it's usually pita bread.
Bitter bread.
Pita bread. Whatever. One in case being they're awful, and I really didn't like it at all.
Yeah. But it's a flatbread.
An awful
Get in
bread.
There. Alright, that's not bad. Now, where's the bridge? I don't see the bridge that we're being charged for. Oh, it's there. Okay, it's tiny. Now, I'm leaving myself with 2 out this side. I think that might be all we need. What's this? Oh, it's a Native American camp. Cool.
Let's build a train line for it.
From up here, I thought maybe it was a mushroom farm. You know how like we've got giant milk bottles and giant cows. I thought that was like a giant mushrooms.
I do believe it is a bit inconsiderate of you to compare those
The bigger
people.
a city gets, the greater its demands get too. At some point, the goods from the immediate area will no longer be enough. That's where the railroad comes in handy. Now select Baltimore to take a closer look at the city.
Yeah, we will in a minute. First of all, I need to allow cattle, carrots, and wheat. Wheat, cattle, and carrots. Max those all out. And then we shall get some trains running. Choo-woo! Right, set up a train line.
Assuming you're in a bit of a pinch and only can afford 1 train at the moment, would you be able to schedule train lines that cross by the warehouse several times on their route? So they go to Thomas Breeding, go back to the warehouse, go to the Lopez Farm, go back to the warehouse. Okay. Mm-hmm. Never mind me then.
And the other thing that I'm going to do, right, when it's at Thomas Breeding, I don't want this train to leave until it's completely full.
Fair point.
And especially with these little trains, because I'm going to guess that they are relatively expensive to run compared to their pulling capacity, especially when we're on quite hilly grounds around here. Right, next one from Lopez Farm. Actually, I want to do it the other way, not like that. From the warehouse to Lopez Farm. Again, I want it freight only. And don't leave Lopez Farm until you're full. Add a train.
Don't you need a supply tower between Lopez Farm and the warehouse?
Oh, did I not put one on? I thought it.
Not
Oh, it
sure-
did.
Oh, there
it's
it
there.
is. It's just
yeah.
really tiny.
Yeah.
Looks like a Native American village.
You're not going to let me live that one down, are you?
No, not really.
Warehouse to Collins Estate. Freight. Collins Estate. Stay there until you are full. Okay.
Add locomotive.
Add locomotive, thank you.
Can we see one of those dinky things in act? Oh no, hold on, you probably still need a train between Warehouse and Baltimore.
I do, but I could let these run a little bit first, so before my train to Baltimore sets off. Let's just see which track. See, if I put a train... Well, actually, if I start it in Baltimore... Is it sharing a track with anyone? Yeah, you see, if I set it off at Baltimore, because there's nothing in the warehouse for it to pick up, and I'm going to tell it not to leave unless there's something for it to pick up, it'd actually block this train. Did I put signals down here? Yes, I did. Good. Okay, so we'll let these trains... start stocking up the warehouse first. Where is... Here we go. Let's go travel on one of these.
Goodness gracious, that thing looks stinky.
Yeah,
Is it law to have a flag like that on every train?
Well, Americans put their flags on everything. It's a cultural thing.
Ugh. Are we already full? Oh yeah.
We are. Let's just have a look.
Ooh. Are we supplying or are we just stopping because we can't anymore?
We're supplying, I think. I don't know whether we're supplying or loading, actually. No, there's the supply. Here's all my other rail lines, look. And there's the warehouse. I haven't seen...
Oh goodness, the warehouse is at an angle.
Well, it's hilly country.
Oh, this hurts.
Yeah, but look, all its floors are level. It looks like Yorkshire. Oh look, and there's another one.
We're really
I
struggling
wonder what he's
with
carrying.
this. Tammy says that they put flags on most things, but not everything.
True. Yeah, that was probably a bit of an exaggeration. Right, we can now run a train.
It definitely does not look that steep from up here. T-shirt Ninja points out that 11% traction is really hurting right now.
Yeah. But time will tick on and we'll soon get another. Set up a rail line from Baltimore to the warehouse. And carry freight only. And don't set off... where do I want it to sit?
Well, I assume at the warehouse you just have to choose the one track you're currently not using.
It's not... Oh no, it's stuck on one track. It can only use track 4 because it can't get to any of the others. But if I tell it...
Well, yeah, but you could just connect the track to the empty one.
I could.
Oh well, never mind me.
I'm going to tell it to make sure it's got at least half a load before it does its journey.
T-shirt Ninja points out that there's nothing you can really do about it for now until you get a better locomotive.
Indeed.
She's aware.
Okay.
Giles Price believes
at the
that your current
locomotive.
train looks like something the Australian engineer Boris built to pull things along the track. While that's a fun and quaint observation, I'd like to believe that Boris probably wouldn't get that far. He'd just be banging rocks against rails. And that's about the extent of it.
We have completed our task, so I think when I click on Baltimore, we're going to get some more. Right, so I'm going to pause
also
it.
finds it really funny how the game makes you start in the 1860s before moving you back to the 1830s. That's like a flash forward. I hear they do that a lot in games and movies.
I think the idea is to teach you how to work with less difficult locos before moving on to this lot.
Yeah. T-shirt Ninja basically agrees with you.
Yeah.
He suspects it's because it's easier with not terrible locomotives on your first level.
Yeah. Right, I'm expecting
Hold on.
Phil to have
Tammy
things to say.
calls this the pre-sequel. No, the
prequel. Yeah.
Sorry, got confused there.
Right.
And you should probably eventually soon start wrapping up this thing.
Oh, really?
Yes, exactly.
Okay, well, we'll do the cutscene and we'll see what our next tasks are, because I think he's going to give us another set of tasks. And then we'll start wrapping up. Oh, I could play this for hours.
I noticed.
We could always record another episode after this one and then not let it... But it wouldn't go out on the channel for, like, days. You guys wouldn't get to see it for ages, but I might play all night. Right, let's click on Baltimore. Right, Phil, what have you got to say?
Baltimore, where the headquarters of our firm is located, has a large clothing industry. The city therefore needs a constant supply of fabrics. In New York, on the other hand, the fashion-conscious customers are waiting for deliveries of ready-tailored goods. Lay a rail line between Baltimore and New York so that the clothing produced in Baltimore can be delivered to New York.
Oh, you're gonna upset your
Okay.
competition.
I am.
I think he's done now.
He is. And I won't start anything because I know we're coming to an end. I knew I'd go to New York at some point, or I figured I would. I wasn't expecting it to be so soon. We might need more cash than we've got because this is going to be bridges and tunnels, I think, to get to New York. And our competition up there, the way he's laid out his train station. Let's just have a look at how this looks. Okay, it's not going to be as bad as I thought it might be.
Still,
We're
we're
going to find
slowly
it
wrapping
difficult.
up now, and while you're considering things, I'd like to say thank you for joining us so far. If you enjoyed this, Sal will probably do more of this next week on Thursday at 8 p.m. GMT,
Oh, yeah.
which will be about 2 hours ago from now. Alternatively, you can probably also catch her Railway Empire episodes that she puts out sporadically on her channel, in which she'll be playing the scenarios.
Yeah.
Alternatively, if you'd much rather watch something that is a bit more interactive, has more first person in it, and, most importantly, me as the main protagonist player and dude, join me on Wednesday at 8 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time, where I'll be continuing my Let's Play of Subnautica and probably meet a scary ghost fish. Not a Gary fish, we've already met those.
Yeah. And Reginald.
If neither of these are your cup of tea, there's also a fruity cocktail available on Saturday with Crazy Potato, who will be streaming something at 8 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time, which will be about 2 hours ago from now. If he's still around, he could now plug a link to his Twitch channel. If not, Sal will probably be hosting it here. Do you have anything to add? Or should I just click the button before you'd go too far?
I'm going to put my train station probably around there, I reckon.
You can't just go put it around there.
Anyway, see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.
Cheerios.